Hi, this is Mariah Gullo from The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm in studio today with Wavvy Jonez and Marcc Rose from Unsolved.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, quick fire.
Uh-oh.
Your favorite Biggie song?
Juicy.
Your favorite Tupac song?
Keep your head up.
Nice.
What's yours? You gotta come quick now.
Yeah. Snappy.
Ooh,
Who got it?
Hypnotized.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Wow, I wasn't ready for that.
So, each of you, when did you know you looked like your characters? Because you obviously look very much like the men you portray.
Wow, I think my first time hearing a comparison or even being compared to Pac physically was when I was 18. I think 17 or 18. And I feel like it's the universe's funny way of doing, I don't know, saying that this is what you need to be doing or this is your next level in your career or something. But that's when Hollywood was doing a lot of the documentaries and stuff. And yeah, and we're here now. So 17, 18.
Yeah. Wait, how long after that did you get cast for Straight Outta Compton?
About 4 years.
Huh.
Yeah, about 4 years after that.
And Wavvy, when did somebody go, you look just like Biggie?
When I was young.
Yeah?
When I was young, yeah. More so when I was young, because I was like the little fat kid in school, so everybody used to pick on me. Like, you like Biggie Smalls? Yeah, so that's
I mean,
what's up.
it's not a bad person to be compared to.
Well, I'm get to play him, man. Get to play him now, so everything is good.
Yeah. And I mean, you guys are almost the same age as they were when Unsolved takes place.
Yeah,
What were your impressions of these guys growing up?
Just growing up and just hearing their music in general, you know. I'm from Brooklyn, but regardless, I would still hear Pac. I mean, heavy, you know.
Sure.
I didn't have to just be living in Brooklyn to hear Biggie, you know. So I would hear Pac heavy, I would hear Biggie heavy, and just the way these gentlemen just flowed and, you know, the way they carried themselves, their energy was something that I've just always been a fan of, you know.
Same thing Marc said. It was just like, just what those brothers spoke about. It was like they were way before their time, man. And just like growing up in their music, because it's like they're immortal. It seems like they'll never go anywhere, regardless how much hip hop ages. And just growing up to their music is like, man, these guys was phenomenal. They was talking about something.
Yeah. And it's hard to think, you know, I mean, when you look at like Jay-Z's career, and Dr. Dre's career, it's hard to think like what could have been. You know, if they stuck around.
Endless. I feel for both of them as well, you know. They were kids, man. They were just getting started, just diving in, you know. So I'm sure that it would have been endless for both of them.
Yeah. So what was it like to kind of portray, like, not only, you know, the West Coast, East Coast battle that everybody hears about, but about the friendship between the two of them?
I think being able to shine a light on Tupac and Christopher Wallace's friendship is the highlight and the biggest award of this story. I think a lot of the times when, you know, people discuss a Tupac or Christopher Wallace, the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind is the East Coast West Coast beef, you know, and it sucks because it was such a small, you know, point of their life that got blown out of proportion. So I think once Kyle Long, who's our amazing writer of the show, when he came with the script and, you know, got a chance to read it, it was like, wow. This is the story we can tell. Like, we get a chance to, you know, not only just show the humanity between these two, but we get to show people that there was an actual thorough investigation that was going on that really went down, you know, trying to find the answers to these two crimes, you know. And as a fan, I never knew that. I never knew. You know, I just wanted whoever killed Pac to be put away. I wanted whoever killed Big to get put away. Right. I didn't know that there were cops fully trying to
fighting hard for that.
Indeed.
Yeah, and you see like the struggle between different police departments. You've got Compton, you've got LA, you've got the FBI, you've got Las Vegas involved. There's so much. It's so complicated. Did you feel like you learned something, or you have some insight now into what happened?
Definitely. I really think that that our writer Kyle Long really went there and just taking the research he got from Greg Caden and everybody else that was so invested into this case. It was almost like they were very passionate about it. And I really feel like we got the chance to go there and to learn a lot, not only about the friendship, but like Marcc said, the investigation and just how deep this was and who it affected. It affected a lot of people's families, and not only from the two artists, but it affected the detectives' lives too, like their personal life. So it was crazy.
Yeah, like two of the people who really stand out that we know from real life are Biggie and Tupac's mothers.
Yeah.
Because they're such a strong influence on keeping the investigation going.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything from any family members or any other people involved in the real life? Like, has anybody gone up to you?
You know, even prior to just this, you know, I was fortunate enough to meet Pac's mom before she passed away. You know, rest in peace. And just hearing her insight and giving her, you know, blessing and just, you know, conversations that we would have meant a lot. And as well, we had Easy Mo B, who was this amazing music producer who was around the time when Big and Pac was just getting into the foot of music.
He had a chance to work with the both of them.
You know, so his insight on set as well and coming together for us, as well as Mopreem Shakur, Tupac's older brother. You know, he was on set in and out, making sure he was, you know, just there and in pocket. And Anthony Hemingway, our phenomenal director, just brought gems and shaved us down to where we, you know, just felt so comfortable jumping into these characters.
Yeah, wonderful. So let's talk about, you know, some of the scenes. I mean, okay.
Oh,
it's the good part.
First and foremost, how does it feel to wear the height of 90s hip hop fashion for your scenes?
Oh man.
Fire. I'm talking, I mean, my boy got the Coogee on.
Oh, man, it was fly.
We got Carl Kanai. He came through with the Kango hat right
Walk
here.
away.
You know?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It was like, around that time, it was an expression thing. Like, I felt like those artists back then was expressing where they came from, and it wasn't only what they were saying, but what they wore. So just being able to wear those threads and really get into to where they were mentally was like, wow, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm in the dressing room. I have 20 rings on.
Oh my goodness!
Taking
Big
selfies.
change.
And you also got to really be immersed in the music of the times. Can you tell what it was like to work with your music supervisor?
Yeah, Laya LaFleur. I mean, she's so phenomenal. Just her insight, you know, she's so good at what she does. And she was the one who actually facilitated Easy Mo B, you know, as well as the other people who are really heavy in music onto our show. We even had, we got Funkmaster Flex, who was a great DJ, and he was heavy
around that time
with Biggie and Pac. You know, Laya pulled him in, we got him on the show, and you know, it's so crazy. And as you're watching the show, you really get a chance to see, which is one thing that I was blown away. You get a chance to be immersed in the music, not only, you know, feeling like just Big and Pac, but we take you back to that time period.
Yeah.
You know, so like if we're in 1997, we're gonna blast some 1997 music. You're gonna hear the car coming down the street playing this
1997 music.
Yeah. So it's just that whole vibe. But she's amazing.
She really worked super hard. Laya LaFleur was a true blessing to me, especially because I'm an artist myself. So being able to get in the studio and work with the writers and everybody that they had for the show was like, wow, this is really happening, you know? So definitely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your freestyling scene. That was like one of my favorite scenes. What was that day like?
Oh, we had just did a scene. It was like we was first getting into it. We did a scene. It was like, oh, man, this is crazy. This is a lot. But then soon we had been practicing. Like, Marcc was coming to the hotel, and we was practicing this for, like, days on end. We was really going in because we wanted it to be perfect. It had to be awesome. So we were practicing it, and when it was time to do it, the first time we did it, we just killed it. And everybody started clapping. Like, everybody loved it. Like, it was awesome. It really was.
Dope. It really was.
It was crazy.
It really was. And the energies was just there. You know, I believe the energies were there, and everyone was so excited, and seeing everyone just, you know, and even Bokeem Woodbine, who plays Darren Dupree. He plays a detective on our show. You know, he was there around the time with Big and Pac, and for him, he was just like watching it. For him, it took him back. You know, which is something really, really dope to hear, because he's just like, I remember that, and that's what it really, really felt like in that room, in that moment. So.
And it shed a different light on these two individuals, as it was like we've previously said, everything was so all East Coast, West Coast. So just to see Big and Pac just in that room, just going back and forth, Biggie had his people, Pac had his, and everybody had a certain love and appreciation for each other. It was almost like Big came on and told his story, like, I'm from here with his verse, then Pac came back with his verse, and it was like a mutual like understanding and appreciation for each other.
Yeah. So tell me what your favorite scenes to film were.
My favorite scenes, besides all of them, my favorite scene would have to be, okay, for sure, it'll be the pilot. It'll be the freestyle scene that you guys get to see in episode 1. I could really just go down the list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could go down the list.
Well, can I tell you a scene that just blew me away? Tupac getting shot in New York. The first time he got shot.
Quad Studios.
What happens after? I mean, everybody knows it's
right.
historically true that he got shot, but how he handles getting shot, is that
accurate? Very true.
That blows my mind.
It's very true. You know what I'm saying?
Shows you how strong that dude was.
No.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine. I
mean, that scene is so killer. I mean, I just want to high five you because it was so amazing.
He killed that.
Excellent job, sir.
Thank you so much. You know, just shooting that scene as well as majority of the other ones is just really, it's shocking to believe that, wow, like these two are so young, and this is what
happening.
This is what you guys are going through at this age. Because I'm still like I still have a problem picking out which socks I'm like, you know what I mean? Like that's my biggest trouble. So I can't even imagine.
What is your hope for people when they see this series? What do you hope they come away from?
I would say don't leave anything unsaid or undone. You know, I think we don't want what went down with these two gentlemen to be in vain. You know, when you watch it, we also want people to know that there's not just crooked cops. Yeah, there are crooked cops. Let me, but
especially in LA in the 90s.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? But on the same token, exactly. On the same token, though, there are also good cops. You know, and there are also people who really, really want to help and get things done.
Yeah. And also that they were friends. That Tupac and Biggie were actually did have a relationship, despite what everybody, the picture everybody paints about these two. They were people. It wasn't. People often be like, oh the gangster rappers. They were people, you know. Right. Regardless of what art form you come in, you're still a person. So I definitely want them to take that away. And like he said, leave nothing unsaid. If you love somebody, come together. Whatever it is that you have a problem with, hash it out. And we pray that nothing happens like what happened to Tupac and Biggie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, hopefully the hip hop artists of today seem to be in a have learned a lot from the experience.
Yeah. You know, I hope this pushes the culture forward because I pray that their families and the hip hop culture that has been impacted by this, I hope that they take away. Okay, this is what happened. This is that, and we can gain some composure about what happened to them.
Right.
So, bring some closure to it. Definitely.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe this is going to kind of shake loose some more new information for the case?
I mean, at this point, I won't be surprised. You know, there's no telling with what's to come after, we release these 10 episodes. After these 10 episodes are released, I think there's a lot of information we do give in the 10 episodes. But I feel like it's up to, whoever want to take what they would like to take from it and how it may bring some people closure. We would hope so. Or, we just hope regardless of anything, we just hope you're able to take away a positive message of what we said. Don't leave anything unsaid and done. And, just go after what you want to go after. Believe in yourself.
And there's also going to be some interesting conspiracy theories that are going to float from just the process of the investigation.
Right.
They have to check out every lead.
You know?
So you hear some pretty interesting things.
Have you heard some crazy ones? I've heard some really crazy ones. I mean, I'm hearing...
Isn't Tupac in Cuba?
He's in Cuba right now. Enjoying
Right.
breakfast, I think, on the balcony. Where's Big?
He's the
I'm
executive
hearing,
producer.
Yeah. He might be involved in that.
Exactly.
Who knows?
You know? So, the conspiracies for sure, they're going to continue to come, but we're coming really, really hard with our series, and we're unapologetic with it, and it's really, we're excited about it.
Because this has to come out. It has to be, we need to know these things. Like I said, and we need to continue to push the culture forward, and with this information, I'm sure it would do so.
Yeah. And, protect artists because they're, it's important that
They're
people are protected from, there's many people circulating them who are, I don't know, untrustworthy.
Sharks.
There's sharks. There's sharks circling around talented people.
Of course.
Yeah. So you guys take care of yourselves.
We do. And each other.
No doubt.
We look out each other.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
February 27th, Unsolved.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's on USA Network, so
Unsolved.
check it out.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.